What's up guys, Lady Locks here, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. So I'm here today to talk to you about the Lockpickers United, specifically rule number 2. So what is rule number 2? Rule number 2, I'm just not going to say it. If you've been in the Lockpickers United groups for any time longer than maybe 3 to 4 minutes, you've probably seen or heard somebody getting in trouble for rule number 2. In fact, I even see people on Facebook groups that have nothing to do with the Lockpickers United talking about rule number 2. So, what are the rules? Well, there's a rule that you're not allowed to pick locks that are in use, and there's a rule that you are not allowed to pick locks that don't belong to you or that you don't have express permission from the owner to pick. This is where you can get a little bit of mix up, because even though you're not allowed to pick locks that are in use, if you have permission from the owner or if you are the owner, then technically you are allowed to pick those locks. However, on the Lockpickers United, they still don't want you to talk about it. They still don't want to see pictures of it. They don't want you to ask questions about them, and they don't want you referring to a video where anybody picks a lock that is in use. And that's where the mix-up happens, because people think that just because they own the lock, that they can post about it, talk about it, and ask questions about it in the Lockpickers United, and then they get in trouble and they don't understand why. Basically, the reason they don't want you to talk about it is because there's really just no way to prove that the lock belongs to you or that you have permission to pick it. If it was allowed to be posted about and talked about and all that, then anybody that comes onto the group that sees that could take it the wrong way and think that we encourage people to pick locks that are in use. And we already have enough drama from the regular world thinking that we're a bunch of a-holes and criminals, that we definitely don't need to kind of show them any more ammo by posting pictures or anything of locks in use being picked. So we just avoid it altogether, and that's it. So to basically stay out of trouble, just don't talk about it or bring it up at all in the Lockpickers United. Even if it's your shit, you still aren't allowed to bring it up, and that'll keep you safe over in the Lockpickers United. Alright guys, and the second part of my video has to do with love locks. There's also a bunch of controversy over love locks. I see it all the time in all the groups really, and I don't think we're allowed to talk about them on the Lockpickers United either. And I don't know for sure, so I just don't do it because I don't want to get in trouble or start a big bunch of drama over there. So I just don't talk about them at all on the Lockpickers United. But I am going to tell you guys what my opinion of the whole situation is. Technically, you could argue that love locks are actually always in use because they always are created to lock up love. Two people's true love is always locked in a love lock. So they're in use. If you decide you want to pick that lock, what happens to the love that was inside of it? Do you ever think about that? Do you even care? Well, it sounds like you don't care about true love then. Some people. You guys ought to be ashamed of yourselves, truly. In all seriousness though, if love locks are placed on designated love lock areas like a bridge or a fence that was made for the love locks, then they are really in use and you shouldn't be messing with them. They're not yours, they are supposed to be there, and that's the end of the story. If you find them on a bridge or a fence or wherever and they're not supposed to be there, that's a whole different ballgame, because now they are considered like litter or, a nuisance, because a lot of times they weigh down bridges and things like that, and it actually makes the structures totally unsafe. And so at that point, I think they are not in use and they're fair game. And if you want to pick them, then, by all means, at least get the permission from the public works or the city or whoever where the bridge is located. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to let you do it, because it just saves them the time and energy and money from having to pay employees to actually go out and do it. So, just just make sure you ask first. Also, make sure that you're aware of the laws about lockpicking in whatever state the love locks are in. That way you don't end up in trouble with the law for trying to take some love locks off the bridge. But yeah, I mean, you've got to live with yourself after that, knowing that you picked the locks from the love lock bridge or wherever. And even though that love locks might be kind of placed there without permission and they shouldn't be there, it still doesn't mean that the love is any less real. I hope this clears up some of the questions that you have about the rules over on the Lockpickers United, and I hope it clears up some stuff about the love locks as well. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you liked this video, and come on, you liked this video, and I'll see you on the next one.